Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome on in. Howdy, howdy. Hope y'all have been having a good day. Ours was a little wet. We had some rain this morning into the afternoon, and it's finally stopped. It's still a little overcast, but it stopped and the sun's out. So that's a good thing. Okay. Let's get this all refreshed up here. I like to have two things on my laptop and my phone because there's been times where one quits. Hi, Rebecca. How are you? So what we're going to do today is some decoupage, and I'm going to use this little dude here. And what I'm going to put it on is this little dude here. I just thought it was kind of cool looking. So I think before I do the decoupage, putting the Mod Podge on, I couldn't think of the word. I went blank. I'm going to tear my paper because I don't want straight lines or anything. And this is rice paper. I got this from Decoupage Central. I love a lot of their stuff. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Hi, Sherry. Hi, Judy. So we're going to... All right, Pen, I just filled you up. I would say you can't be acting like there's nothing in there. Well, I guess it could be acting like there's nothing in there because that's just the way it goes sometimes. So has everybody been having a good one so far today? Man, all of a sudden a frog in my throat. So I'm not 100% sure, but there is this one subdivision not too far from us that I think we're going to be going to tomorrow because they have a big subdivision yard sale. Hi, Levon. Judy, did I say hello to you? If not, hello. I know I said hello to Sherry. Who can forget Sherry? And Sherry, yes, there is a couple because I was looking because I keep a book, and every day I mark down who has shared, and you were in here a couple times, so you have shown up where you've shared. I don't want to really pull off too much on his tail because I like the way his tail is flowing. Tina, even if there is some rain, these people are diehards. They have like a garage, literally, most of it's in a garage, so they won't care. Hi, Joanne. How are you? I like rice paper because I like the way when you tear it off, you get like that little fuzzy edge. Well, I believe you, but I went back and and I thought, because like I said, I write it in the book, and I pulled it open, and I was like, well, there's her name. There's her name. And I will put in today's, and then I'll probably draw it either late tonight because I have a couple things to do after my live, or tomorrow. Usually I post anywhere from, I'll say the earliest I've ever posted is like, I'll say in 2 minutes or a minute, I'm going to be drawing. Thanks for sprinkling, Levon. So if you want to be on and watch, you're more than welcome to, but it gets posted. I also, if somebody's on, I usually ask them to pick a number for how many times to mix it all up. And I do have those scissors that you could cut that have like fancy little designs on here, and I do have the rulers that I could have pulled here and have fancy little designs on. But for this, I kind of like the little fuzzy texture at the end. So there's our bad boy. Now we'll pull this up. For those that know, this is what I'm putting it on. Thanks, Judy. Thanks, Joanne. Thanks, Cheryl. Somebody did it all. I can't remember who did it all yesterday. They threw the snowball, threw the snowflakes, tossed the snowman. Hi, Peggy. James the one time came on and said, toss the cookies. And I said, no, we're not tossing cookies. That just, not a good mental picture. So I'm hoping that since June is coming along, that we're going to be less with all this rain finally, I'm hoping. But I almost don't want to hope too much because, get too hopeful, it doesn't happen. Also, just an update. You know how I was talking about that I'm supposed to do a psych eval? Hi, Pamela, for this nerve stimulator. They called me today. They said, oh, we're going to be sending you out a packet. Already been forewarned about the packet and the 50 gazillion questions. Hi, Stephanie. So I'm prepared for that one. But then she says, get this. We're coming from Lexington, and we only come in on one day a week, and that's Monday. Hi, Shyla. And I thought, oh man, are you kidding me? I said, well, I'm going to have to look at my calendar because with some of the grandkids being out, I'm going to be helping to watch them while parents are at work. So I'm looking, I said, well, the only two I have available in June is next Monday and the last Monday in the month. Guess which ones they chose? And I thought, why would you only come in? It's not like Lexington is horrendously far from Louisville, but okay. So yeah, they chose the last one of the month. But in the meantime, we're gonna call the insurance company and see what they're gonna charge us out of pocket, because if it's too much, oh boy, going by fast. Hi, Cindy. So I was telling them, and I think I told you, Cindy, we are going to go to a subdivision yard sale tomorrow. So you know what I'm going to be on the lookout for. All right, I want to tear a little more off here. Where did I stick my water pen? Fell down. I'm going to take a little bit of this white out here. It'd be nice. Let me tell you, if I find any and we score with some of the jugs and stuff tomorrow, you will be the first to know. Because I'll be all excited, like, woohoo! One thing I do like about the little Cricut iron here, I'm not forgetting about you. Thanks for throwing the snowball stuff. I'm not forgetting about you. Trust me. I will be a girl on the mission. definitely will not forget you. Kenny's getting a little bit better, but he used to be like, well, what do you need that for? You know, when I was just the only one that was crafting before he decided that he wanted to give it a try. And I'd say, just you watch, just you wait and see. And now he's a little more getting into it where he's like saying, can't we do this with that? And I'm like, yeah. I want to put this little fuzzy butt down. Okay. So it's going to be kind of a quick little craft today. But I'm okay with that, especially since we've been having rain off and on. You're going to the farmer's market in the morning? Yeah, I like farmer's markets too. Need a little bit over here. Let's put some, I want to put some all the way around the edges, even though they look like they're down, just to secure them. Why? Because I can, I guess. So is anybody else doing anything fun this weekend? I do too. I love horses. When I was a kid, we grew up on a small farm. We had a pony, we had a couple cows, and we had several acreage full of like vegetables, from green beans to corn to whatever. But the neighbors across the street from us, they had horses, and that's what they raised. So I've always liked horses. Now I just can't ride any anymore. But I got these from Decoupage Central, and I think it's pretty. I love it. So now what I want to do, and I'm not saving this because I'm just not. I'm going to take a little bit of the black gilding wax. And where's my little tiny? I moved them. Well, shoot. Maybe I used them because I don't see the tiny one. So we'll use this one. A little dauber here. Thanks. You have storms coming. I'm hoping, Cindy, that since June's coming, that it's not going to be so much rain. I'm taking some black gilding wax, and I want to take it around the edges here. Oh, you're going to a baseball game? Well, I hope there's not going to be any rain. Isn't he in like the playoffs? That's what I'm calling them. So I just want to put a little bit of the gilding wax up around here. And I'm using the black. And I'm skipping a little spot because we're going to put a bow there. So that's what I used. And so this is what it looks like with the black gilding wax around it. Just working around the house and hopefully cutting things out. We are boring. Nah, nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's better to just hang around the house. We do that sometimes. Well, we've been doing that a lot lately. A little bit more there. Keeps you out of trouble when you stay home. But I'm on a mission. This comes around every year. The subdivision has it, and it's in a really nicer area. You're going to have 90 degrees next week. I think we got rain to look forward to next week. But it's in a really nice nice subdivision that has it. He's on a travel team that has this yard sale event every year. And some of the things that they get there, like my daughter got one of those chest freezers a couple years ago. The lady just didn't want it anymore. It worked fine for $25. I thought that was a pretty good deal. But some of them are just like, nope, I don't want it anymore. You know, take it. So, okay. So now I did pre-make the bow. And I did my favorite because I like rag bows. But I'll show you all the material that I use. I'm trying to get this separated so when I go to glue it. So this is the materials that I used. You can't tell, but there is horse material on there. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I found this at Walmart. And didn't use that one, and these are the other ones that I used. I love this material. I thought that was pretty cool. And then, of course, this. And you can't tell because I tore it up into strings, but also has the boots on there. So those are the ones that I used. Oops, sounded like something was going to fall. Startled me. All right. Hi, Susan. I'm just working around the house. No baseball game this week. Cheryl, are you going to do some crafting? I love when you post some of the stuff that you're doing. I know you don't post it all, but you do some very nice crafts. Hi, Mike. Thanks for sprinkling. All right, come on, you little. We might have to try our stick fast. I'm going to have to check. I'm assuming maybe that because the Ryobi batteries start to wear down after a while, and no matter how much you charge them. So we're going to use the stick fast, and hopefully it'll stick. We have to come back and use some hot glue, we will, but I'm hoping this works because it did the other day. I don't want sweltering hot weather. I think what gets me the most is the humidity when it's that kind of heat. I don't like that. But I don't mind if it's like in the 80s, 85, and it's still kind of nice out. It's not over hot. Because I don't want to be sweltering hot. Because if that's going to happen, then I need a pool. Now, see that happening. Okay, so we have choices, y'all. Here's my little bow. We have some choices here. We could take one of these little flowers and put it in the middle. I have 4 of them for you. We can take this, whoops, as it slides down, put that in the middle. I am fine, and you? Agree on berries, usually on sale for Father's. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some more. We have this cross. Well, if I could hold it, we can put in the middle. Or we have this little hat, little cowboy hat we can put in the middle. Turn it the right way. So what is your favorite? I don't think I want the flower. Just to recap, I don't think I want the flower. So we'll eliminate that one right off. 90 for you. So we have either this one. Can y'all see it? Either this one, the cross, or a little hat, a little cowboy hat. Tina says the hat. Levon says the hat. Susan says the hat. I guess it's the hat. Cindy says the hat. The hat has it. I don't even remember. I think I found these at Hobbies. Everybody says the hat. So guess what? The hat it is. I thought the hat was kind of cute. So I wanted to do a quicker live today because I have to go, and I think Ken's coming home a little early and we have to go run some stuff over to my sons. Did I put it on? Yes. So there's the hat. So what do y'all think? Oh, I want to say I think I got this a year or so ago, this piece right here, and that's what the back looks like. So you technically could do something on the back here also, but I believe they had it marked down, and I think it was at is it TJ Maxx? What's the one that's with TJ Maxx? Hi, keeping it crafty with Sandy. Sandy. Saw a cowboy in CVS the other day wearing Spurs. Local place has rodeo. It's the season. Hey, Ken, believe it or not, Kentucky is not the place for, all the, well, we do have horses and that, obviously, but they have a rodeo every year that comes to our fairgrounds. But this is my short, sweet, little simple craft today. I love the horses. Yeah, I think I found it at Home Goods, Tina. I wasn't sure if that's what it was. My neighbor is the rodeo. Oh, I don't know that I'd want to be a rodeo clown. Some of those clowns get knocked around just as bad as the cowboys do. Now, I do have to say, and I know Ken's on here, and he knows it, but there is something about a nice looking cowboy and those, cowboy hat and all that. Just saying. Anyway, y'all, this is the project for today. Nice, simple, sweet. Decoupage Central has the horses. They have smaller ones. I've done a set before in those Dollar Tree frames, and I had some, and they had some with the real nice, pretty, like turquoise color around in the back and that. You're an 80s TV show guy. So y'all have a good rest of the week. I will come on. Ken's about to walk through the door with chaps and cowboy. Yeah. Well, they say, some people say it looks like Garth Brooks. So maybe if he walked in with chaps and a cowboy hat on, never know. If you can ask him, anybody that has all like the cowboy hats and that, that's me. I love hats. I always have. Don't ask me why. I just do. But anyway, y'all have a good rest of the week. I am going to do the drawing tomorrow sometime. I will post a few. Hey, did you like that, Sherry? I will post a couple minutes at least before I do the drawing so that you all know that I'm getting ready to do it. If you want to see, Ken, go get your cowboy hat. I don't think he has a cowboy hat. I know I've tried, but he always says, now I'm not going to say it because it'll be taken wrong, so I'm not going to say it. He can say it. I'm not going to say it. And then he said that's why he won't get a cowboy hat. I'll tell you in the privacy of like Gatlinburg or something. Anyway, y'all have a good rest of the day. And I will see you all for sure on Monday. You might see me popping in. Cindy, I don't know how busy you may or may not be tomorrow, but if I find what we're looking for, I will go live so you know I found it. So in the meantime, everybody have a good one, and I will see you on Monday, maybe popping on in and out tomorrow just to show you what's going on. So have a good one, everybody. Cindy, before I go, are you going to be on tonight? Okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. We'll take care of it. There's so many anymore. You're shopping chaps and boots now. What about the cowboy hat, Ken? He always says he can't find one. I said, you need to go to the Western store because we do have a couple here and they'll fit you for a hat. He just says he has too big of a. That okay, whatever. Anyway, have a good one, y'all. And if you have storms coming, please be safe. Oh, before I go, this is what I plan on doing with it because I like the horses. I'm just going to take it and set it in here and have it like that. And then if I decide to put something on the back, I can, you know, separate the bow a little bit or even have the bow hanging on the other side and use it. Have a great weekend, everybody. See y'all Monday, possibly some of you at least tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye, y'all. Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate you.